Hi, Leo. Thanks for stopping by. This is Mary with Seer, and this is your the second half of May reading, Oracle and Tarot reading, like the 16th through the 31st. I apologize for being a couple days late. Okay, so I hope you're holding up here, with all of us, a lot of us trying to get back to work again. It's definitely changed our regular routine, right? At minimum. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and those who have booked readings with me. It's been a real honor getting to know you, and I look forward to meeting so many more of you in that way. So I just added like 200 sterling rings to my website. If you'd like to check that out, that would be nice. And they're all sorted by size, which is kind of fun. So, because I know that when I do shows, people will say, I need a ring for this finger. And so instead of looking through everything and checking the size, you can look at the size first. So I try to listen to what people want. Sometimes I'm not always good at it, but for some reason that needs to be spoken right now. So sometimes we neglect other people's, what we hear them say, right? So we're going to start with the enchanted map. Okay. So this card is education. And so see, she is actually writing down. She's like, she kind of has a fairy and she has a book. So it's like there may be something going on in your life that is a spiritual education. Like it might be intervention so you can learn this lesson or finish a lesson. Finish a cycle. And that listening to excuse me, to what other people are saying. There's something about what are they really trying to tell you, and that's so sorry about my allergies. So so then I have the deep freeze, and this is about being put on ice, and that kind of the way I feel right now. My life is put on hold, even though we're going into summertime almost. So sorry. Um, that happens when somebody needs to speak something. Someone's trying to say something. Somebody that's holding back something. Because usually as soon as I say that, that kind of goes away. Like it's dissipating right now. Deep freeze. I feel like I'm just stuck in time. I feel like I'm not moving anywhere. I'm waiting for the thaw, right? So, in that place of just no movement, what needs to be reviewed around us? Like, how about maybe appreciation for what we have and appreciation for the moment, like being in the moment is the deep freeze. So if we just look at this picture here, there's this lion, and he's kind of sitting on the ice, and there's a bit of a stream, and it's cold. That makes sense because you're Leo, right? And Leos like to move. They like to do things. It's fire energy. Energy. Is we think of a flame, just energy. Passion, burning. It's burning or it's out, right? A fire. So, and the fire has to be contained at all times or it gets out of control. And right here, there's no fire because things are frozen in time, right? So let me get another card there. So then we have the wide open. So we have two eights. One's 35, one's 26. Those are 8. so sorry. And then we have 42, which is 6. So wide open is maybe understanding that even though we are in a place of not moving, in a place where we feel like things have stopped, that they've stopped for a reason, because it's actually bringing us to the place where we can be more open. Okay, we can really look at things from another perspective and understand that we have more options than we thought we did, because it's the act of kind of standing still that allows us, when we do move forward, to move forward with, well, with a real vision of what's before us and what's possible. Okay, wide open is understanding that we are the co-creators in this, that we have more power than we realize. The education and closing out chapters is really important, because as we close things out through our pain, through our lessons, then we become it's like more powerful, but in a knowing way, in a scholarly way, in a way that we've integrated the lessons. Okay, and they get written down in our book of life. That's what this reminds me of, the book of life. Okay, so the stillness, the quiet is, and it just feels like, Leo, that this is about closing out lessons for in humanity. It's not just us, it's bigger than us. It's our ancestors. It's things that need to be put to rest, dealt with, and stopped. Okay? Deep freeze is a time of healing. If you're in a calm and gathering ourselves again for when we're ready to go to move forward. But this is going to be pretty quick, though. It feels like it's going to be pretty quick. So, okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull some cards on like the situation. So I have the Two of Cups reversed, and this could be a fallout with somebody that you felt like that really understood you, and it could be maybe not understanding your own place. Two of Cups reversed, so it can be you could be going through a divorce too, or a breakup, a hard breakup, and it could be with anything that you love dearly. It could be with a business, it could be with a family member, and it's a very painful. It's like a painful time, but it's a reflection on, like, what are we learning out of this? What can we take from this? I have the Five of Swords. That excuse me. There's a battle and there was really no winners, but why were we fighting? Could it have been battle of words? Five of Swords is a battle where there's really no. If we get to the point of battle, then there's anger, and it adds to the pain. It creates more drama, right? So swords are like thoughts and words, and kind of like negative emotions in a way. It's more like word thoughts, So there's somebody here holding the sword that may appear to be victorious, but they both lost. So that's something that I needed to say. So that the breakup could have caused the fight, or fight could have caused that separation. Whether it, like I said, it was a job or whatever that was. So then I have the Seven of Swords. Well, Seven of Swords reversed is the end of deception, because something was found out. Something was discovered. And again, we have more swords. We have somebody taking 5 swords and running with them. Well, we see you, right? We see you. And we see who you are. And this is difficult. Still part of the education. Nine of Swords. Now, here's where we're dealing with the feelings. What does this mean? And kind of replaying all kinds of things in our head. Nine of Swords is like, okay, this is like a nightmare. What we found out, it's like a nightmare. It's why would those kind of thoughts, how could they do that? Why would they do that? And how can and it's fear and it's nightmares and it's night terrors. But in this place though, in the deep freeze, so this is like in the place of not being able to move, that this is where it's important to really process what's going on and to not let it continue to spin in our heads, okay? It's really important that we process and look at what is, okay? Doesn't matter what we want it to be, what is. Let's deal with the is, okay? And this could actually not even be a relationship at all, something we loved greatly, something we thought a lot of. So whether it's a system, a person, it was something that was dear to us. Okay. So then I have the Page of Cups reversed, and this is, well, it depends on the reading, of course, but right now this is saying to me, it's not coming back. And it's not going to change. And it's not the commitment of this thing. It is what it is. And this needs to be integrated, this part of the lesson, that there's no way to apologize for this or make an excuse for this. It is as deceptive and undermining, and I don't want wicked as it appears. It is. Bottom of the deck here. Temperance. So we need to take what we're feeling and what we've learned and what we know and what we don't know and find some balance in between. This is a Sagittarius card. Okay. And this is a lot of air energy, but we're going into the North Node of Gemini, so that makes sense, right? Excuse me. So there's a lot of truths that are going to be coming out because we have the North Node in Gemini. We have Venus going retrograde in Gemini. And I don't know if it's Jupiter. I'm still learning all that, so pardon me if I'm wrong. And we also are going into the Sun in Gemini. Okay. So this is a lot of thinking and a lot of truth, okay, that's coming. And it's going to, of course, it's not going to be easy. We can see that in all the swords here playing out. The truth, excuse me, is a gift, but doesn't mean it's not going to be difficult to hear. Okay, so temperance, getting to a place where we can heal, and this time out will be a good time to heal, to truly understand and do any research we need to, because we do have the education card here, where we need to. Because of this book, this is part of either our history as a part of history. It's a part of our life's journey. And it may need to be recorded. Maybe you might even want to consider doing some writing. Okay. That was a lot, huh? So now we're going to get some advice from the angels and ancestors. And what does this mean for Leo and those that just come across this reading, because you might not even be a Leo, right? It could be any aspect in Leo too. Like I have my Mars is in Leo. So medicine mother, honor your inner knowing. So you there was things that you knew. There was intuition that you had. And fire signs can be very intuitive because it's energy, right? You can feel people's energies. Honor your inner knowing. Medicine Mother also talks about something that you needed to see or deal with for a long time that you haven't dealt with or done. And she says that you know it's time. And Mother knows best. It's not enough to avoid your own mother if she's on this realm. If she's not, then she's coming through and saying, you know it's time. Because even if you can avoid it, it's coming through this reading. And there's a reason. There's a reason. And it's okay to ask for help, because this is your inner knowing. This is like your intuition. So there's something that you knew. You knew what the truth is, but you were like, I don't know if it can't be that. And it was. It was. Um, move into a new direction. This is the traveler. Yep, a new direction. So when you get to the point of going back out there, whatever that means for you, um, into the great wide open, right? Moving in a new direction with balance, with healing, balance, healing, and divine guidance. Divine guidance. Okay. So I guess what would you really like to do now? What makes your heart sing? Next one is the trader energy. Exchange energy to create abundance. So giving and taking. So although there's been pain, it's important that we keep up the giving and taking, that we take a risk on people, but we have more knowledge now, right? We've closed books of the past. We knew our what we thought was going on, our intuitive hits. Maybe somebody here was able to confirm that they knew it the whole time. Okay. That's really a valuable lesson. Okay. So exchange energy to create abundance. The trader, we think of somebody that like is at those outdoor markets, right? They make their wares, they buy their wares, they make food, and people come up and they purchase these things. And this is what the person created, right? Which is really beautiful, that it's exchanging something for something, not just your time for money. So that needs to be said, that maybe Medicine Mother's saying you've been putting off something you've always wanted to do because of, could be fear, because there's a lot of fear here. Self-doubt. Maybe other people's telling you can't do it. And so people telling you, see the person with their head down in the back? Powerful people saying, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? Well, you're Leo. You're the sun. You're the father's son. Why couldn't you do it? And how dare they? And how dare us for not believing in ourselves, right? Okay. So the focus goes back on Leo. Not anything around. Back on Leo. Mother says it's time to find the spark again. To look at the world as before you. And it doesn't matter what's going on in it. I mean, it does matter, but we can't use that as an excuse anymore, is what. Okay, how long are we going to wait until somebody hands it to us? No, I think we know now that's not going to happen. We have to write the pages in our own book, right? We have to do our own writing. We have to create it. So, Medicine Mother says, you can do this. You can do this. You can move in the direction you always wanted to do. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to see other places, other markets, other cultures. Maybe you want to go help them. Maybe you want to make a blog and travel and meet people and see how they do things, other cultures, because it's so fascinating to you, and it's fascinating to a lot of us. We'll do another row. Maybe you want to be on stage and sing or speak. Maybe that's why this is going on with me, that chakra there. And that you've always wanted to do that. Seven of Swords. But, it's coming up again, and this is active, that you may still be deceiving yourself. You may still I think it's deceiving yourself as to how you feel. Maybe your thoughts are getting the best of you still. There's always time to work through anything. There is always time. So they're saying that the thoughts that say I'm too old or I'm too this or I'm too that, those are just negative thoughts that have held you back. Maybe what other people said to you that you decided to take on your own and continue the bashing, but it's up to you. That is a self-deception and it's still active. Okay, so maybe you caught other people, but now it's time to catch yourself when you're doing it. Okay. Eight of Wands, because this is a no communication, no moving forward, and it's like this is blocking this energy of this self-deception or allowing deception around you. Does block your rewards. It blocks forward movement. So if you still have others that are doing that to you, then it's time to get that cleaned up. Okay, because if whatever the deception or ego that's playing against you, it's taking 5 out of 7 of the swords and it's locking them up and it's keeping somebody stuck. Okay, and it's not allowing to move forward. It's like no communication, no forward movement. So that's a direct correlation to each other. Okay, if you just say, look, I'm done with that. I'm going to be the King of Swords. This is air energy, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Very powerful air energy. Somebody educated, somebody like a judge, somebody that says, you know what, I'm not going to argue with anybody with petty annoyances because you just don't have time for that. Not engaging in those thoughts. You can set a 1-minute rule when you start hearing those thoughts. You catch them and you say, thanks for stopping by. If I need your opinion, I'll ask for it, and shut that stuff right down. But if you're gentle with it, it'll go way easier. Okay, so somebody need to hear that. The King of Swords. So it doesn't have to be air sign, but this whoever's embodying this energy is masculine. And okay, I know what I want to do. I know who I am, and you don't let other people affect you. And if you need to engage, it's because it's worthy of your time. There you go, Leo. Worthy of your time. What is worthy of your time now? 7 of Pentacles reversed. Not something here. What's been going on has not been worthy of your time. This is reversed. So this means whatever has this negative energy, okay, this thing that needs to be stopped or put to rest or put behind you is not worthy of your time. It's not a good investment. Somebody needed that confirmation. Page of Wands reversed is, and you have no more passion for this. There's no passion for this, and there's not good communication. There's not good information. Okay, one more here. Justice. But to bring justice is to put that behind you. And most of all, justice to yourself. When you bring justice to yourself, you bring others justice. It just happens that way. When we deceive ourselves, we deceive others. It's interesting, right? But it's what's within us is what's around us. It just is true, because when we're bringing justice to ourselves, we're not going to allow others to bring us anything but that. So if you're wondering how you change what's outside of you, it is within you. Okay. Okay, we'll do one more card for you. This is the Angels and Ancestors. My face is like all tingly. So I must say that these two cards, this could be a judge. It could be some kind of professional, and this could be the justice system. Just thought I would say that somebody may, that you may find that somebody or somebody in this situation, this story, depends on the individual person situation, may be looking at a court decision, but this is upright, so that's still going to be fair. However that plays out for you. If you have been involved in something that is not on the up and up, might be a good time to consider stopping it, because there will be justice. And if that means that you haven't been just, then, it doesn't look like it's you though, but I just kind of need to say that. It will be just. The decision will be just, even if it's not the best thing for each person. May think it's not just for them, but in the whole scale, the balance of things, it will be just. Okay, so this is enter sacred space, commune with your fairy allies. And I just see these big gnarly Leos saying, what do you mean fairy allies? Well, these would be your guides, maybe you do. If you are a big gnarly Leo guy, maybe you do have a bunch of little fairies around you. And you're laughing because you go, yeah, I do. Because in this education card, there's a fairy over that book, the book of life, the book of your life that you're writing, as my voice cracks. That's hilarious. All right, so if you're not that big gnarly guy, then this is sacred space. This is protection. You have protection by angels and ancestors. I'm just laughing because I think it's funny, the fairy thing, Also, this time of protection is the time to work this out, to think a lot of things through, and rewrite the story that, you tell yourself. Not only what you tell yourself, but what we're living. That our minds have a lot to do with it. That's why all these swords came out. All these swords about the processing and what we believe we achieve, whether good or bad. Okay, what we believe we receive. So we will do one more card. Justice came out again. It popped out on top. Things will be just. If you're wondering when, you just move in it like it's here. It's already here, because it will be. I am humble. So I think putting our ego aside and remembering to be humble. That's if we want to affect things, being humble is a really great place, because we're not coming from a lower energy. Why do I need to be humble? Because if we look around at some of the systems that aren't working anymore, a lot of those have to do with ego. So that's just an idea. Love you, Leo. Take care. Have a good couple weeks. And if you need a reading, I have them available. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.